where brevity is paramount.
Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of Chet and John's Reassuringly Finite Gaming Playlist. My name's John Denton. With me, as always, is Chet Roivas.
Hey, what happened?
What happened? So if you haven't listened to the podcast before, it's really simple. Both Chet and I work in the games industry. We review games for a living. So we play a lot of games. So we reel off a top 10 list to each other of the games we played the most that week. 10 being the game we played the least, 1 being the game we played the most. Bit of chat, bit of discourse, and a little witter. So let's kick things off with Chet's number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is Scarface on the iPhone.
All right.
Tell me you've downloaded it.
Yes, it's there. I did it. It's my number 8. So that's a spoiler. Apologies.
What is it?
It's not for me. It was just a bland, empty. It felt like emptiness in a video game form.
It's not even a game, though. I'd like some psychiatrist or something to try and analyse why that appeals to anybody. Because you're just...
I was getting a little bit of appeal from just clicking on the money and clicking on the little Tony Montana symbols and hearing the little sound bites from the film.
But why is that appealing? It's nothing.
It's just probably the same feedback loop as a fruit machine or something like that.
But at least a fruit machine, you get money at the end of it.
Yeah, I know. But
real
I
money.
don't know. Maybe it just taps into the same. I mean, what the fuck do I know? What did I do? I haven't done psychology. I don't know.
I know. I'm. It's one of those games that I play, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Even though I play it for seconds at a time. But I did a mission the other day. I did like an execution mission. Then the next mission was plan your own wedding. I was like, all right. I clicked on the thing, and it was a 2-parter. First part. Go and book your wedding venue. So I found the wedding venue on the map with a bright green arrow over it. I tapped it. Tony Montana walked up, fired his gun about 10 times. I went, you want to go to war? I take you to war. The money bounced out, XP bounced out, and after that sort of turn of events had taken place, I'd booked a venue for my wedding. And then I had to go and get someone to bake a cake or something. Oh no, I had to get an artist to paint a painting for my wife as a gift. Same thing, tap the building. You want to go to war? Gunfire, and then he bought a painting. The thing that really struck me about that is, they're actually following the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are they going to do for the end? I don't know why I asked that question, because I know exactly what they're going to do at the end. They're going to ask me to tap a load of fucking buildings. But for some reason, I was adamant I was just going to delete it, but I might stay on. I mean, but what is it? I just want to know what it is. I might try and read some...
Well, you can build your little base, can't you, in your base of operations?
If you're prepared to wait a million years to accumulate the funds, yeah.
Yeah. But then you can go and buy new funds, can't you?
With real money, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, there's a thing in the menu where you can earn money from like watching trailers for other games. Has that been done before?
I don't know.
I thought it was quite a good idea, because you don't have to watch it. You just press play and then you get $300 in your account or whatever. I thought it was quite neat, but horrendously shithouse game that I can't stop playing. So
I wonder if I'll go back to it. I wonder if it's captured me. I doubt it.
how long did you play it for?
About 10 minutes? About 20 minutes?
Yeah.
About 20 minutes.
It's a mystery to me. I'm genuinely baffled by why I even went back to it the second time, let alone the 50th. But yeah, bollocks.
Yeah. But we've done a good job of talking about it on this podcast, so hopefully someone will join in with our pain.
And hopefully someone will enjoy it.
Maybe. Right, my number 10 is Ghost Recon, the new one. It's my number 10 because I played it at your house this weekend. I played the opening level, and It was completely unremarkable because it was basically a tutorial. But it is my number 10. I'd imagine it's higher up on your list.
It's my number 2, and yeah, I won't.
We'll save the proper chat for then. Seemed pretty wicked.
Oh really? I thought you were just like yeah.
Well, I was worried. Well, we'll see. I was assuming that the depth was going to reveal itself later in the game, because it was just like shoot some guys and a little bit unremarkable, but it was only the first 5 minutes.
True that.
But we shall see later in the poddy.
Cool. Okay, my number 9 is Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii.
I fucking got rid of that, and I'm kind of regretting it now. You've mentioned it twice.
It might as well be first party Nintendo. I just think it's incredible, and I'm still writing that article about the 10 best Wii games has just made me go back to a handful of them. And Donkey Kong Country, it's so rare where see what I did?
Yeah,
it's so rare for a game. Everyone knew what they wanted from it. Everyone knew what the developer wanted to deliver, and it is what it is. It's an update of those fantastic SNES games, and it's every inch as good as them. And as I've said before on the podcast, it's amazing that a game can be that difficult and not frustrating. That's the barometer, as far as I'm concerned, of just how good the game design is, because you die a million times a level sometimes because it's just relentlessly difficult. But God, yeah, an absolute masterpiece. I feel terrible because everyone, well, a lot of people, myself included, just took it for granted when it first came out. So a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I think I did that.
Yeah,
I kind of regret getting rid of it. Damn it.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, shit. Maybe one day I'll get it back.
Probably
but
not.
I won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not. Number 9 is Spell Tower. I've talked about it every week for ages. It's just one of those games. You finally played it briefly, didn't you?
Yeah, it's not on my list, but I played it. Yeah, it's good. I think you should probably pick up Scramble with Friends, though, because it's the same thing, only a bit sort of snazzier, a bit more user-friendly. I mean, I could barely put... The letters are so small, it's like an iPad game, basically.
It's better on the iPad, Spell Tower. Definitely.
It was almost unplayable on the iPhone, especially... I mean, yeah. Yeah,
it's pretty small.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a better iPad game. But it is quite smart once you get into it and start linking the words in, because you can go and change direction mid-word. I think that's the key to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to Boggle, which you can't do that. Or can you?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I'm talking shit then.
Yeah, it's not Boggle. It doesn't follow the rules of Boggle, so it's its own thing. But horrendously addictive. If I had anything to say on it, I'd mention it every week because I play it all the fucking time. But
I'll probably get that. I'll probably get it.
Yeah.
And then mention it and have nothing to say. Awesome.
Cool. Okay, my number 8 is Lost Winds on the iPhone.
This is the old WiiWare game, right?
The port of the WiiWare game. It's one of the original WiiWare version is one of only 2 games I've bought on WiiWare. It's Lost Winds and World of Goo. And Lost Winds, yeah, that's fantastic on the Wii. But Lost Winds was one of the first WiiWare games that got really, really high acclaim across the board, and it was one of the first ones developed specifically for WiiWare. And I didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now. It's just
you do. I've never played it.
It's kind of people. It's like ultra light Zelda. You're just this little guy walking around, and you have these little powers, these little you can sort of channel the wind to sort of propel you over jumps and stuff, and you go and solve these little puzzles. I'm baffled by how well received it was and how well received it's been again on the phone. I mean, the port's not great. The controls don't fit perfectly, and the sort of canned animations that they've just ripped straight from the Wii are kind of stuttery and. It's just, I mean, like the world, which is kind of a weird mixture of feudal Japan and like rural, early like post-war England. It just has no character. I don't like the lead guy. I don't like the flute music. The puzzles aren't especially great. I mean, when everyone had a massive fap over it, I didn't understand it on the Wii, and I just don't get it. Yeah, it's a strange one. That everyone loves it, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a case of because it was the first high-profile WiiWare game, and everybody kind of wanted WiiWare to succeed.
I thought, yeah.
Maybe there's a little bit of that subconsciously.
But people still, I read a couple of reviews of the iPhone port, and they're like, "Yeah, it's great." I don't understand. I just don't like. It feels I don't think there's a lot of personality to it. It feels calculated somehow.
Right.
I mean, it works, but yeah, just I don't like being in that world. The bloody flute soundtrack really winds me up.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the old flute.
No. Well, yeah, no.
There's a lot of flute soundtracks on iPhone games.
Is there really?
Lot. Yeah, a lot. It's fucking horrible. Right, my number 8, Scarface. What is it? The Scarface? It's just called Scarface, isn't it?
It's just called Scarface, yeah.
It's just called Scarface. I've got a cold, so I'm not even going to attempt my Tony Montana impression. I can't even say Tony Montana. So, yeah, let's move on. I think we talked enough about that shit for one lifetime.
Yeah, very, very true. My number 7's Moto Heroes on the iPhone.
It went free this week, right?
It did, yeah. Is it? I couldn't work out if it's a direct port of the WiiWare game or it's a sort of reimagining, so to speak.
I honestly don't know. I didn't even realise it was WiiWare until after I got the iOS version.
Oh, okay. It's really good. I actually really like it, although people have said that it's like a sort of kid-friendly version of Trials. It gets as fucking difficult as Trials after not very long.
Yeah, it gets hard.
Yeah. and it's Jesus, it's grindy. You have to you need money to buy upgrades, and you can't get more stars without upgrades, and you can't unlock levels without stars. So you're just grinding and grinding to make these coins, unless of course you take the option to buy some. But the gameplay's good. I really enjoyed it. It is Trials-like. Well, it's not Trials-like because it's just hard. But the only thing I don't like is the little extra things, like you can get a jetpack thing, which just makes it hard to control and irritating.
Well, that's kind of the point, isn't it? But these little... We should explain quickly what it is so people who don't know. It's Red Lynx's iOS game, which is a bit like Trials, but you have little monster trucks, are they? Something like that.
Yes. Basically,
but, similar sort of combination of driving and platforming to Trials.
Yeah, and the controls are kind of similar. The physics are just as solid. It's just a lot of. They ask you to put in a lot of work if you want to progress and spend a lot of time with it, which I thought was a bit excessive. But yeah, as a game, really, really good.
Is it still free, or is it just a little limited offer?
As far as I was aware, it was permanently made free, but I might be wrong.
That seems to be quite a common business model, doesn't it, for these types of games? Eventually, they go free.
I'd be interested to know whether they've changed how aggressive it is about getting you to buy coins before.
I don't remember it being that aggressive when I was playing it. When I dropped 69p on it.
Maybe that's what they've done.
Maybe they tweaked it.
Yeah, because it's really, really grindy. They ask a lot of you. Also, Moto Heroes. Take the word Moto Heroes and replace the S with a Z. Don't say Moto Hero and then put Z, because it looks like Moto Heroes.
Moto Heroes,
It does. Every time I read it, I'm just like, it doesn't say Moto Heroes, it says Moto Heroes.
Yeah, I know.
Sort your shit out. Fools.
Stick an E in there.
That's right.
Damn fins. My number 7 is a game called Little Three Kingdoms on the iPad. It's a castle defence game. It's not very interesting. It looks quite nice. You've got a castle on the left. They've got a castle on the right. You spam the little button and you make men. They wander out. It's like through Japan or China or one of the, we're like the Dynasty Warriors games, same sort of timeline as that. I'm ignorant. Apologies. Your little men go and hit the other little men. If they beat them, then they go and hit their castle until it falls down, and you win the level. You can conjure up little heroes which run behind like generals on horses and G your troops up. But basically, it's pretty empty. There's no real strategy to it. It's one of those games that doesn't take a lot of brain power to play, but is reasonably satisfying when you're winning. Throwaway, nicely made game.
Freebie?
No. It's standard iOS price. But it's alright. I wouldn't really recommend it. There's plenty of games like that exist already. If you do really need to keep defending things.
No, I certainly don't.
I'm not a huge fan of that genre. It seems to be more of a genre for people who don't game.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I do like them occasionally, but I'll swerve that shit, no doubt. My number 6 is Cubist Creatures on the iPhone.
That's a good game.
I'd made my decision to fork out for the full version after about a minute. Just after the tutorial, just what do this, done, and it's really impeccably designed.
Yes.
So satisfying. I like the way that you can size up your sort of area as the game starts, and if you're smart about it, you can basically decimate it in a couple of goes early on anyway, and that's ridiculously satisfying.
Yeah.
And I like the way it stitches you up later on by putting, if you're not observant to the fact that they've put unmovable blocks in your way, you won't be able to complete the level, which is really, it's just a fantastically good puzzle game.
Yeah, it's hard to fault, isn't it?
And hard to describe.
Very hard to describe. Sliding coloured blocks into a square grid, to match threes, but you can go up a level, so it works in 3D space. But it's very easy to understand and simple and accessible at the same time, and designed beautifully, even down to the sound design and everything. It's well worth getting, and there's a light version on the App Store.
Yes, I'm pretty much. I was about as blown away as you can get for a puzzle game on a phone. I thought I'm gonna probably try and play through it to the end if it doesn't get bastard hard. But yeah, fucking check that out. Cubist Creatures. Yeah.
Get on it. So my number 6 is a game that this happens sometimes. The review embargo is next week, so it's one of those ones where I'm going to talk sort of in broader terms about it. It's a game called Mad Riders, so fuck knows why there's a review embargo on downloadable quad bike game, but that's what it is. It's from my all-time boys Techland, the Polish guys who seem to play by their own rules. You remember Nailed?
I absolutely love Nailed.
That was their previous extreme sports bikey type game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a full price game. This is an 800 points download. It feels like a proper sequel to it. It doesn't feel compromised. It's just sort of really fast and furious quad biking. It makes you feel a bit sick, like Nailed does, because it's just like really undulating tracks. There's like 24 tracks in there or something. Super fast. The racing is really intense. It's not a brilliant game. It's sketchy as fuck in some ways. It's quite ugly, but I was really enjoying playing it. And it has an announcer that they obviously just got one of the staff to do it, because it sounds like a Polish guy trying to do an American accent. And again, because of my cold, I'm not going to try and attempt it myself. But I'll have a few more words on it next week, and I need to play it a little bit more as well. But I was quite impressed for what's going to be 800 points. It's one of these games that really feels like the next level of Xbox Live Arcade downloadable games on consoles. It is, feasibly could have been a box game a few years ago.
Have a crack at telling me what that guy sounds like.
Shortcut available.
That sounds great. I fucking love Nailed. Nailed was really underrated. And
it
I just
made me feel sick.
But I've never had anything like that. I don't think any game's ever made me sick.
But this does as well. I do get a bit of motion sickness with some games. It was because of you're constantly going, it's like being on a boat. But I think this might be better than Nailed.
If so,
it's certainly a lot more colourful. A hell of a lot more colourful, because Nailed was just sort of that shit brown orange colour.
No, you were going around. There was a lot of. I thought Nailed wasn't that bland looking. I mean, it wasn't even on dirt tracks a lot of the time. You were flying on old highways and around dams.
Maybe I
didn't
get far enough on Nailed.
Nailed was damn underrated. It was like a proper old school arcade game. I loved it.
I reckon you'll like this, but more on it next week. I probably completely said too much, but whatever. It's only a fucking quad bike game. I don't think anyone's going to cry.
Well, especially as what you said was quite positive.
A bit positive,
yeah. Okay, my number 5 is FIFA 12, the Euro
expansion.
That's
number 5. And we played it together. How sweet.
I still prefer the tournament football games, just because I like that aspect of it, because I don't like football outside of when there's a tournament, so it's easy for me to sort of get behind it. But the matchmaking system was pretty great when we were playing it.
It was very good. It's the tournament mode that we were playing, so you get matched up through the group stages and try and qualify for the tournament. And we call it a switcheroo. Play one half, one of us swap the pad over, the other guy plays the other half, then they don't understand what's happening because suddenly your tactics have changed. It's a little bit dry. But
what's a little bit dry? The old switcheroo.
It's dry for them, but fuck them. We need to win.
No, but that's what I mean. It's that's my favourite way to play FIFA. If you haven't done that, the old switcheroo, pass the pad at half time, and you'd be surprised at how it just completely fucks over the other team sometimes.
Yeah,
they don't know
especially
how
as
to
you
adapt.
and I play quite a different game.
Yes.
Generally. Especially as you still won't clear the ball in defence, which drives me fucking insane.
Why would you do that? It's the old school of hoof. Why would you bother?
Because every goal you concede is just passing it to their strikers.
I like the frenzy. I enjoy the frenzy.
You should never force a frenzy. Let the frenzy happen.
All right, okay.
It's an argument that will rage forever.
But yeah, the matchmaking system really, really impressed me, because it did feel like we were stepping up a ladder every time, and our opponents were getting gradually tougher and tougher. And I
until they picked Spain, and then it was just impossible.
Yeah, next time I try and do the online tournament, I might pick Spain, just because you get a stupid. Because I don't follow football, I don't understand why everyone isn't the same team. I don't understand what's the point in having why wouldn't you pick the team that has everyone ridiculous advantages in every fucking part of the game?
Well, the idea is, even if you're playing as a lesser team, and it's a slight fault in this game actually. Say you play as a slightly lesser team than Spain, you'd adjust your tactics to compensate. But in this mode, you don't know who you're going to play before you're matched up with them, so there was no way of adjusting. We played as England, so I'd probably make it slightly more defensive if I knew I was going to be playing Spain. Maybe put one up front. But because we didn't know who we were going to play, there's no way of adjusting your tactics beforehand. But yeah, fuck it. It's only playing FIFA online.
Yeah,
to take it seriously, you're an idiot.
Well, that's what I mean. I often don't change. I mean, I've unknowingly put my goalkeeper in centre forward before. That's because the planning side of it. I just want to play a really, really nice game of football like FIFA can deliver. But I don't know anything about tactics.
But of course, yeah, it's.
I don't give a shit about all that other stuff.
Thankfully, most of the time, you don't really need to do that.
No,
so
that's
you
true.
can still enjoy it.
Yeah, indeed.
So that was my number 5 as well. So
Okay.
might as well jump onto number 4.
Okay, my number 4 is Trials Evolution. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Still playing multiplayer, still enjoying Gigatrack endlessly.
Still got to do it. Next week, definitely, I want to do it.
Okay, I mean, because it's just... the initial thrill was that you ping-ponged, one of you would get far ahead and then the other one, then you'd fuck up and then someone else. It's just constantly jostling for a lead. Now we're all so good at it that it's even more hard fought. Still exciting, but we noticed something else. Another string in its bow, another thing that it's done completely under the bonnet that's just amazing. I'm so impressed. We did a random playlist. I set up a random playlist, had 3 friends in there, and we were playing a mixture of simultaneous and like sort of time trials essentially. And it without any, just completely invisibly, we were playing maps or tracks that I downloaded but no one else had. With a minimum of fuss, no extra loading times, no nothing. It just put them on the playlist, and then incredible. I was like, everyone was like, "What the fuck's this track?" And I'm like, "Yeah, have you not downloaded this?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Fuck!" It just
That's brilliant.
Amazing, completely. I mean, technically that game I can't believe it sometimes. The amount of stuff they've managed to do, and it's all completely under the hood.
Give me a shout next time you're doing multi, so I want to get back involved. I've pretty much done with the single player, I think. I'd like to think that I'm going to get to the end, but I just, with a limited amount of time in your life, restarting one section 250 times only for the next section to be another 200 times or whatever. Yeah, I just don't think I've got time to do it, but I do want to do some more of that multi. It's damn fine. Especially with that fucking putting the tracks in. That's brilliant.
Yeah, the next time we go on, I'm just going to download some of the highest rated tracks and then just do random playlists, because then, you're all blind to what's coming up. But I was just like, wow, they really have done something special with that game.
Yeah, really have. Amazing stuff, really.
Yes. Okay.
So that was your number 4, right?
Yes.
My number 4 is Dragons Dogma. The embargo's dropped. If you want to read my full review, it's on videogamer.com. Yeah, it's a funny game, Dragons Dogma. It's one of those ones I kind of alluded to it in a review, that it was actually really tough to score, because at times I hated it, and I had to kind of be a little bit objective about it, because the stuff that I hated, I can't hack it when NPC characters say the same thing over and over again in any game. It fucking drives me bananas. But for other people, they can probably just ignore it. And the pawns, the AI companions that you have in Dragons Dogma, never shut up. I mean, they never fucking shut up. I likened it to driving from Cornwall up to Scotland with 2 kids in the back who are jacked up on Monster Energy, and that's what it's like. It's just relentless chatter, and that was enough to make me seethe. I hated it. The other thing, which I talked about last week, is that a lot of the game is dead ends. It's the map uncovers itself as you travel around the world. It's a big open world, kind of Western RPG style, if you don't know what the game is, but from Capcom. Anyway, but there's a lot of dead ends because you don't know where you're going. So you've got the thing on your mini-map, like an X, you need to get there for the quest, but you don't know how to fucking get there. So I spent a lot of time just walking down dead ends with these people constantly talking to me, and that is a killer for an idiot like me who can't handle that and has no sense of direction.
Are you totally sure you can't turn that shit off?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I checked. Yeah. I mean, it is completely tied into the way the game works as well. On the flip side, like when you encounter a really large enemy, there are specific ways to take them down tactically, and they will learn that. I mean, some of the stuff's really clever. They just kind of misfired on the execution ever so slightly. The systems in play are very clever. It is genuinely learning AI that accompanies you around, and you can draft in better guys who are better for different scenarios, and all that stuff's great. And the battles with the giant enemies are really, really impressive, especially for this genre. It's probably the best sort of straight combat with large enemies in the genre, especially when you're jumping on the back of a griffin and flying off and you can see the whole world. All that stuff's really, really impressive. So I had to get my reviewer's hat on a little bit more than I'd like, and and kind of mark it not exactly of my own experience of how much I enjoyed it, but how good I thought the game was. Does that make sense?
Yes. I still like the look of it. I haven't played it yet. Did you? How far through did you get?
I played a fuckload, to be honest. It's a big fucking map, and there's no fast travel. So a lot of it is like plodding backwards and forwards and planning your journeys very carefully so you don't get fucked, because it can be extremely hard. But I don't know. I didn't get to the end. I'll be upfront about that. But I did play like fucking hours and hours and hours of it, and it did get a bit monotonous with me. But it's definitely a game. If you're the type of person that's really into like the minutiae of sorting out your gear and your party and getting the best bang for your buck against the enemies, if that's the type of thing that you're interested in, I reckon you'll love it. And I know people who do. If you're the type of person in this genre who enjoys discovery and going off and creating your own stories, Skyrim, Bethesda style, then Dragons Dogma is not for you. And if you want Dark Souls atmosphere, then it ain't for you either. But I can see how people like it. It's fucking weird. But I don't really like it, but I think it's all right.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you know next week. I should be getting it today, so I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, do. I mean, it's not. It doesn't really become the game that it is for the first 6 hours. It's really narrow for the first sort of 5-6 hours, teaching you the systems very slowly, and then it opens out, and then it becomes the game, and then it's about fucking 8 hours of getting lost, and then it opens out properly,
Jesus.
and you stop getting lost. So yeah, you're in for the long haul if you want to do it properly.
Okay. I like the fact that there's been such a varied spread.
Me too. I like any game that can polarise people.
Oh, okay, I'll check it out next week. Okay, right, my number 3 is Battlefield 3.
I'm playing it next week, mate, definitely.
Yeah,
we're booked in.
We'll see. There's not a lot to add to what I've said every single week we've done this podcast, apart from one. We found some good servers. I'm still baffled by how many people put these caveats onto their servers. Don't use shotguns or you'll get booted. I saw one the other day, don't use hand grenades. I'm like, what? Some people are just fucking wrong. No claymores, no new... I mean, all these things. And the thing about Battlefield is that it's so well balanced that if you're smart enough, you can beat anything. So I don't understand why...
I'd rather play to the rules that the games masters created, in anything.
A couple of things. We found 2 servers in particular that we play on. We found one the other day, and it was like everyone's welcome. Just a really, really nice spiel on the sort of on the menu of the server, and we were just like, that's a handshake. I've got a lot of time for that guy. He just said, everyone's welcome, have fun, and no bollocks. But over the course of the last week, he started trying to shill for money, saying, guys, I'm glad you like this server, but times are tough and we've got to try and prolong the dream and all this shit. And it's like, PayPal me money. And it's like, what? And then he's modified the... I'm just so interested because, they're not... it's a pain that anyone should have to pay for servers anyway. But as they go, I'm quite surprised at how non-expensive they are.
Yeah.
Inexpensive. But...
Do you have to play on people's servers?
You did... But then EA put some DICE servers back on, although nowhere near as many. And I mean, like, if you search for an official DICE server, I've sometimes found 1 or 2 at a time, and they're always full.
So what happens if you jump into a quick match? Can it pick out one of these random people?
Yes. And the playlists, if you want to play Rush, find someone who's got a room called, Rush only. Because otherwise it will drop you into a server that's got a mixture of games, all sorts of rules. You'll be kicked if you do this. It's a real pain in the arse.
That's shit as far as I'm concerned.
It is shit,
especially with the online pass.
Yeah. I'm so torn because I kind of think it's neat the way that, because I'm going to get a server when the DLC comes out, and there are sound people running servers. Again, it does take the piss. The problem is that this is the fans' fault. Fans of Battlefield have been clamouring for their own servers ever since it came out. And it appears, I thought it was, I don't know why I thought that was, but it appears they're only doing that because they want to stick all these fucking rules on that aren't part of the game. Ever since the update, it's been great, and that's the other thing we've noticed. When we turn on Battlefield, we're all in the same game within about 2 minutes, whereas before that could take over half an hour.
That's good.
Yeah. there's minimal fucking around. But yeah, it's still just mind-blowingly good.
So next week we're going to be playing with David Turner from Joypod. Very excited.
Cool.
We'll report back on our findings, but it should be a good sesh.
Nice.
So my number 3 is a game I mentioned briefly last week, Saturday Morning RPG on the iPhone.
Oh yeah.
It's my little bit on it should be on Eurogamer at some point, or yeah, it will be. I'm sure that's not what they don't mind me saying that. It is a turn-based RPG based on very loosely on 80s Saturday morning cartoons, and it's just a nostalgia trip, really. It doesn't have any official licenses, so everything is kind of like a nod here, a cheeky little reference there. It's just a really nicely done game, and it's fun to play as well. So you play as this kid called Marty. He's your classic 80s cartoon underdog, white kid, bit nerdy, but has the potential to be cool. And he gets sucked into the TV, and his missus gets kidnapped by Commander Hood, who's basically like an amalgamation of every 80s bad guy, 80s cartoon bad guy. And you bump into the wizard from the fucking Fred Savage film, and he gives you the power and the confidence you need to succeed, and you get this rad notebook with scratch and sniff stickers, which you scratch before every fight, which act like your buffs. If you're a child of the 80s, it's just all nods, winks, and references to stuff that'll make you smile.
Shouldn't Fred Savage have given you the power glove?
Well, I think that would be stretching it a little bit, because they're sort of pushing it. I mean, there's a bad guy called Skellabore and stuff like that. And it's pushing it. It's fucking good. And the main part of the game, there's like a dungeon crawl to it, but most of it is turn-based combat, and you're chucking stuff like laser discs and firing Care Bears at them. And the first episode is free. It's an episodic game. I'd recommend getting it to everyone. It's probably about an hour and a half. The first episode. It's great fun. Okay. Really nice little game.
Cool. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Right. Okay. My number 2 is Ghost Recon Future Solider.
Right. So I'm very interested.
It's great. It's really, really terrific. It's not a sequel to the Grawl games, and if you're looking for that, it's not going to be that. And as with all these franchises that have rebooted and tried to be a bit more like COD, and it's unashamedly trying to be a bit more like COD, it does its own thing still. Tactics, although tactics are minimal, basically, you can't control your guys on the field. All you do is focus their gunfire. But they get so much mileage out of that as a strategy that it's just pretty much... I'm so surprised by how good it is. The enemies are really tough. So, I mean, literally, they're really aggressive as well. The amount of time you see things that you'd normally see in against real players in Battlefield. Like, I was doing this fight yesterday where we were in the middle of the desert, and all of the enemies, and in one instance, they drove round, they hammered it round in these jeeps and then parked up at the most irritating places for us to be able to fight against it, because we were already backed up. Just really aggressive AI. If you don't, I mean, your AI teammates are really effective, but there's so much going on that if you don't direct fire in the right place, you're all going to die. So doing that is...
You can't direct them around to different parts of cover or to a different part of the map.
No, it's the entire strategy comes down to focusing their fire. I mean, there's bits where you can you synchronize sniper fire, so you take out guys in one hit, which is really neat. And for although there are a couple of probably 3, I think, bits where if you get spotted and you don't stealth it up, you fail the mission and have to go back. Most of the time, you can, if you want to, just treat it like an action game, but it's more fun to do the stealth thing. It's just, I'm so surprised. There's no radar either, which I think is really, really good, because there's so many bits where you just have to be aware completely of what's going on. There's this great bit when you're stuck in the middle of a sandstorm and you're making your way through this camp, and you've got this metallic, they call it metal vision or metallic vision or something, which is basically night vision, but you can see through almost everything aside from metal. And just, you never know what's around the corner, and you have to be really, really careful. It feels like a strategy game, although it's unashamedly an action game. It's hard to describe, but I mean, if you're a fan of Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2, it may be sort of too much that they've made it this action orientated. But
yeah, I mean, those games weren't deeply tactical. There was just a bit more than your standard third-person shooter.
Yeah, well, you could say the same about this, although it's purely weapons-based. It's purely based on sort of, the amount of times you have to redirect fire is amazing, and just all the action scenes. There's always something else going on. There's this great bit. I think you've probably seen it where you're making your way down this road, and I can't remember which country you're in, but it's absolute havoc. You've got to periodically throw an AR drone up to spot people, otherwise your guys will get flanked, and then you have to redirect their fire, and then you have to make sure you stay away from all the cars, because the second you take cover on the cars, they'll fucking shoot the shit out of it and kill you. And then there's one of those great turkey shoots when you're on the side of a helicopter. It reminds me of one of those great bits from Assault Horizon, Ace Combat. But you have to make sure you don't kill any civilians, and you're tailing a car that you can't destroy either. So there's always a little something else going on, and it's very gamey as well. It's not. The dialogue's not relentlessly realistic. There's ammo everywhere, big ammo signs,
right.
And you know how in the last Splinter Cell game, they put instructions and sort of bits of plot,
yes.
Project it on the wall.
Yeah.
They kind of do things like that here. But it's really good, and it goes fucking batshit mental towards the end a few times. Like properly, just the most chaotic action scenes I've ever sort of partaken in. When you're have you seen that Warhound thing?
Is that like a robot?
It's basically like a tank on four legs that's got infinite mortars and like predator missiles. Basically, I can't remember what this calls them, but and you control the fire of that, whilst also directing fire for your team and moving around and shooting yourself. You do all of that on the pad, and it's second nature in about a second. So impressive.
You made it sound really good. I was slightly worried at first when you said they'd taken out some of the stuff that I liked about the older games, but you have made it sound very cool.
No, it is, but it's all about the action, and I can't stress it enough. I thought, okay, is that it? Occasionally I tell them to shoot over there or to focus their fire on that guy over there, but if you don't do that constantly, you're going to get fucked over. I started it on the hard difficulty setting, which is the way to play it. And I'm really looking forward to see how I'm going to play it on co-op over the weekend and see how that changes things. But it's one of those games where I just stopped a couple of times. I was just like, "Fuck, I'm enjoying this so much."
Yeah.
I like the fact that it is gamey and it's not relentlessly realistic, and it's not just filled with they haven't sent some writer to interview a bunch of squaddies and give them all this lingo just so they can drop it in. And I like how it's slightly daft, and I've had some really cool moments in it. Really fucking cool moments in it. Multiplayer's good. Haven't played enough of it. And Guerrilla is Horde, but a very, very good version of Horde. I'm surprised. Very surprised.
Interesting.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I'm interested. So my number 2 is a bit of a different track, I guess you call it. It's a game on the iPhone again. Apologies, a lot of iPhone games this week.
Really.
But I just can't get off the fucker. It's called Score Classic Goals, and it is exactly that. For a football fan like me, the chance to recreate classic international goals from down the years is an idea that I can't believe has not been done before. But here it's executed brilliantly. It's all done on an engine which is bloody impressive for a phone. It almost looks like FIFA, but I guess because it doesn't have so much to do under the hood, it can concentrate on looking and being animated, looking good and being animated beautifully. Basically, like, you remember fucking Gazza's goal against Scotland where he flicks the ball over the guy, scores, and then does the dentist chair and everybody's celebrating, squirting the water in his mouth. Classic goal from like 1996.
Yeah, look who you're asking.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that was probably the most famous one. You'd have seen it in a million. It's been shown 100 million times since then on British TV. Goals like that, people know what I'm talking about anyway. They start to play out in front of you, then as you get to a point where you pass or shoot, the action stops and you draw a little line on the screen quickly. You can curl it and to sort of execute the pass or the shot and then just recreate the goal. But it's incredibly addictive and really satisfying when you cross the ball, hit it in the exact part that you want, and then smash it into the top corner with a volley just like it was in real life. Wicked. 69p. Any football fan needs to get it. They need to get this game. They will not be disappointed. I guarantee that. That is a John Denton guarantee. Score Classic Goals is the shit. There are a few little faults you can pick with it, like you get marked out of 3 for how well you do, but it's kind of a bit haphazard. One time you'll pass it and it'll be like, okay, next time it'll be excellent, but you don't really know what you did differently. But it doesn't really matter. The fun is just linking the moves together and scoring the goals. And it's fucking wicked. I love it.
Is it of any interest at all to someone who's not interested in football?
The mechanics are fun enough, I think. Yeah, I mean, because there's half the goals I don't remember because a lot of them are from the 80s, and it's still fun to do them. So I think it's that fun a game that anyone would enjoy it.
Okay.
But if you're a fucking football nerd like me, which so many people are, yeah.
Okay, right. My number one is Max Payne 3.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, what can you say? It's a blockbuster. It's one of those games that's just you know what you said about how good looking it is. It really is just. It's a big fucking game, and it's hard. It's also hard in this day and age not to really warm to a game that has a very very substantial campaign and a gigantically substantial multiplayer. And it's just you buy the box and that's what's in it.
Yes.
No bullshit, no codes, no nothing. And Rockstar have got the confidence in what they do to be one of the few publishers still doing that. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's great.
Yeah, it's. I said last week, it's an amazingly lavish production.
Yeah,
and some people have called it like amazingly well written. I don't know. I necessarily think that it's amazingly well written. I think it's perfectly fine for what it is, and I enjoy the story. I know. A game that I know who the characters are, I know what's happening, I know why they're where they are, and I know, I'm interested in what's happening next. That to me is doing a good job. I've played so many games where by the end of it I haven't got a fucking clue what's happening. Halo included, Gears 2, but I don't know what's going on in most of those games. So I'm impressed from that point of view. I switched it on the single player campaign, which I haven't quite finished yet. I switched it to free aim after about 5 levels, and it made the game so much better. The whole game is about headshots. That's what the game is, and you need to be so precise with your shoot dodging to make sure you're hitting everyone in the head and landing in the right place. And it changes the whole dynamic of the game completely from when I had the soft lock on before. So I'd highly recommend anyone does that. It makes it a little bit harder, but so much more satisfying and more tactical. And then there were little things that I started to pick up as I played it more and more, like how good the AI is. They will sort of move, spread, and flank as good as I've seen in any game. And
I like because when they introduced cover, I was like, don't turn it into a cover shooter. But you can't stay in cover for very long.
No, they'll flush you out quick.
Grenades and flanking,
And also, in almost every cover shooter, once your enemy pops his head behind cover, you can just stand up, aim your gun exactly where he's going to pop his head out, and eventually he'll pop his head out and you just shoot him. Here, if you do that with the gun aimed out, they won't pop out of cover.
Yeah.
They just won't. They'll either instruct their buddies if they're still alive to flank you, or they'll just fucking stay there.
Yeah.
So you've got to go and then make a move. And it's subtle things like that which make it a far better shooter than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I thought this might be the first sort of in-house Rockstar game in a long time that fell below the level of Red Dead, GTA 4, San Andreas, etc. But not for me. We played a fair bit of the multi as well, which at first I was blown away by how fun it was. I didn't realise it was going to be so substantial and have, so stylish and have all the unlocks and everything like that. As we played a bit more, it seems like it might be a bit haphazard in terms of the spawn points. I need to play more to come to a final conclusion. I'm still finding it fun. I know you were getting a bit frustrated with it at certain points.
Death matches, random spawn points, it's fine. It just makes everything more and more mental. And I quite that's why the best games we had the other day were just the straight team death matches.
Yeah.
Gang Wars is a fantastic mode, but as we saw, I can't be sure of this because I haven't played it quite enough, but I swear, in an objective-based game, if you sort of are smart enough to sort of flank all the way around to the other side of the map, which I did, only for an enemy to spawn directly behind you and pop you in the back, that's just bad. That's not even multiplayer 101, that's multiplayer 100. It's... But I don't know, maybe that guy was hiding there the whole time. Maybe he was following me. I'm not 100% certain. It just felt... it felt like when in an objective-based game, you can't have random spawn points. You just can't. Otherwise, it's completely... So I'm going to play some more Gang Wars and Painkiller with some friends and have a look, because I hope that's not true. But fun as can be, really. Yeah,
and a few people have called the single-player too long, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I certainly agree that games can be too long. Some people, I think, have gone against those reviewers and said, how could you possibly say a game's too long? Of course it can be. But for me, a game is too long when it starts going to shit places like docks or warehouses, and all the fucking textures look the same, or when it starts reeling off heavy enemies at you one after another, when it just runs out of ideas and money, basically, and you're doing the same thing over and over again. I haven't quite finished. I'm on the second to last chapter. Every level has been in a completely different place. The quality hasn't dropped. In fact, if anything, in the last chapter, it's ramped up. And I've been sensible enough to play it in sort of 1.5 chapters at a time, then stop. I understand when you're reviewing it, you can't do that. So I do worry that some of the people that had to review it maybe had to play 6-7 hours on a trot, and it is quite a repetitive game mechanically. So I think that could probably start to eat away at you. But most gamers won't play it like that.
Yeah.
I've had to do that before and found games too long and too repetitive, when in actual fact they probably aren't quite so bad. But you've got to do it in 2 days for a deadline.
Yeah.
But not to. If that's what they think, then they're absolutely. Who am I to question that? That's just a theory that might be how they landed at that point. But I will finish it probably tonight, and I can imagine me going back through on hard, which is rare for me. So I rarely play games more than once.
Yeah. With regards to the writing, I think Rockstar games are very much like Guy Ritchie movies in that they're often a little bit slack with editing. So like people, I remember when Snatch came out, and I was just like, that's a fantastically entertaining bit of fluff. But because Guy Ritchie doesn't edit out, or he hasn't got someone to edit out his really lame jokes, why do they call him the bullet dodger? Because he dodges bullets, Abby. Cut that shit out. But things like that wear some people down to the point where they're like, he's shit. When he's not, you're ignoring what he's doing well. And people have been like this with Rockstar, and it's because periodically in all of their games, only a couple of times each game, I think, they tend to overwrite stuff a little bit. It's overwritten. Max Payne 3 in a couple of instances that I noticed. When those bandits sort of there's that siege on the penthouse, the first thing that happens in the game, there's all that commotion, they head off, and then you and Passos go and pursue them, and the voiceover goes, things went from fine to fucked up in about a second. And it's like, Max Payne, I do know that. I'm going to go and pursue and kill these guys. There's no, it's just, there's stuff like that where it's, only a couple of instances, but I can understand why little things like that tend to annoy people into fucking going off into massive rants about, oh God, fucking terrible writing. But yeah, just people are loving it. So that says a lot about it. I can't wait to get stuck in. I want to do it on New York Minute, which is just right up my alley. Straight, it very reminds me of the club.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that as well. Yeah, there's all these little things I want to say about it, but I could talk for ages. I really get into kind of very small bits of design in these types of games, probably because I've just had to play so many third-person shooters throughout my career, and so many fucking shit ones.
Yeah.
That when one's changing small things that do so much for how the thing plays out, I'm always impressed by it. But the amount of money that must have gone into that game, people have said, why aren't other developers doing stuff to the standard? Well, what? They can't fucking afford to.
Yeah, true.
So that has to be taken into account as well.
Yeah. It's a great game. Just two. I've already had so many great moments in it. It's pretty much essential. Yeah.
It's just one of the Rockstar games. You just got to be honest, it's one a year. It's just, you got to do it, haven't you? You've got to check it out.
No doubt.
Pretty much.
No doubt.
That's it, isn't it?
That is it. Okay, yeah, that's us done. That's not 40 minutes, is it ever?
Yeah. One day. Maybe in July when there's no games.
Very true.
And it's all Scarface.
Yeah, just nothing but iPhone tat. Yeah. Let's wait for that day. Thank you very much for listening. Check out the site if you haven't already, www.thefiniteplaylist.com. Our Twitter details are on there and stuff. Big shout out to Mitch Murder, who's the author of our new theme tune. And yeah, that's it. See you next week. Thanks for listening.
Peace out.
Tony Montana walked up, fired his gun about 10 times. I went, "You want to go to war? I take you to war." The money bounced out, XP bounced out, and after that sort of turn of events had taken place, I'd booked a venue for my wedding. And then I had to go and get someone to bake a cake or something. Oh no, I had to get an artist to paint a painting for my wife as a gift. Same thing, tap the building. "You want to go to war?" Gunfire, and then he'd bought a painting. The thing that really struck me about that is, they're actually following the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are they going to do for the end? I don't know why I asked that question, because I know exactly what they're going to do at the end. They're going to ask me to tap a load of fucking buildings. But for some reason, I was adamant I was just going to delete it, but I might stay on. I mean, but what is it? I just want to know what it is. I might try and read some...
Well, you can build your little base, can't you, in your base of operations?
If you're prepared to wait a million years to accumulate the funds, yeah.
Yeah. But then you can go and buy new funds, can't you?
With real money, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a thing in the menu where you can earn money from like watching trailers for other games. Has that been done before?
I don't know. I
thought
don't know.
it was quite a good idea, because you don't have to watch it. You just press play and then you get $300 in your account or whatever. I thought it was quite neat, but horrendously shithouse game that I can't stop playing. So
I wonder if I'll go back to it. I wonder if it's captured me. I doubt it.
How long did you play it for?
About 10 minutes? About 20 minutes?
Yeah.
About 20 minutes.
It's a mystery to me. I genuinely baffled by why I even went back to it the second time, let alone the 50th. But yeah, bollocks.
Yeah, but we've done a good job of talking about it on this podcast, so hopefully someone will join in with our pain.
And hopefully someone will enjoy it.
Maybe. Right, my number 10 is Ghost Recon, the new one. It's my number 10 because I played it at your house this weekend. I played the opening level, and It was completely unremarkable because it was basically a tutorial. But it is my number 10. I'd imagine it's higher up on your list.
It's my number 2, and yeah, I won't. We'll
save the proper chat for then. Seemed pretty wicked.
Where brevity is paramount.
Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of Chet and John's Reassuringly Finite Gaming Playlist. My name's John Denton. With me, as always, is Chet Roivas.
Hey, what happened?
What happened? So if you haven't listened to the podcast before, it's really simple. Both Chet and I work in the games industry. We review games for a living. So we play a lot of games. So we reel off a top 10 list to each other of the games we played the most that week. 10 being the game we played the least, 1 being the game we played the most. Bit of chat, bit of discourse, and a little witter. So let's kick things off with Chet's number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is Scarface on the iPhone.
All right.
Tell me you've downloaded it.
Yes, it's there. I did it. It's my number 8. So that's a spoiler. Apologies.
What is it?
It's not for me.
Oh, really? I thought you were just like, yeah.
Well, I was worried. Well, we'll see. I was assuming that the depth was going to reveal itself later in the game because it was just like shoot some guys and a little bit unremarkable. But it was only the first 5 minutes.
True that.
But we shall see later in the poddy.
Cool. Okay, my number 9 is Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii.
I fucking got rid of that, and I'm kind of regretting it now. You've mentioned it twice.
It might as well be first party Nintendo. I just think it's incredible, and I'm still writing that article about the 10 best Wii games. It's just made me go back to a handful of them, and Donkey Kong Country it's so rare. Where see what I did?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so rare for a game. Everyone knew what they wanted from it. Everyone knew what the developer wanted to deliver, and it is what it is. It's an update of those fantastic SNES games, and it's every inch as good as them. And as I've said before on the podcast,
it was just a bland, empty. It felt like emptiness in a video game form.
It's not even a game, though. I'd like some psychiatrist or something to try and analyse why that appeals to anybody. Because you're just...
I was getting a little bit of appeal from just clicking on the money and clicking on the little Tony Montana symbols and hearing the little sound bites from the film.
But why is that appealing? It's nothing.
It's just probably the same feedback loop as a fruit machine or something like that.
But at least a fruit machine, you get money at the end of it.
Yeah, I know. But...
Real money?
I don't know. maybe it just taps into the same. I mean, what the fuck do I know? What did I do? I haven't done psychology. I don't know.
I know I'm. It's one of those games that I play, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Even though I play it for seconds at a time. But I did a mission the other day. I did like an execution mission. Then the next mission was plan your own wedding. I was like, all right. I clicked on the thing, and it was a two-parter. First part, go and book your wedding venue. So I found the wedding venue on the map with a bright green arrow over it. I tapped it.